Hello and welcome to the Bible in Plain.
He started us?
Hello and welcome to the Bible in Plain View. I'm here with Brother Stan, and we're coming to you from Israel Church of Jesus in Philadelphia. Here we like to hit you with the scriptures and put it to you in the plain view so that you can understand. A lot of people like to twist the scriptures, so we just like to make it plain for you guys. Today's lesson will be what and where is hell? And without further ado, it's Brother Stan.
Thank you, Brother Tyler. Like he said, today's lesson going to be what and where is hell? So that's two questions right there. We talking about what? We talking about hell. That's what we talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. We know the Bible have different definitions for the word hell, just like, you have different definitions for the word spirit. And usually when people read the word hell in the Bible, they don't have an understanding to where they got to come up with words like, Sheol and Gehenna and Hades and all that other stuff. We don't need all that. All we have to do is read the scripture in context and understand what the Lord is talking about when he mentions the word hell. Okay, so obviously, again, the title is what and where is hell? Because I could speak about hell being a condition.
True.
But we talking about where is hell. That is not where. What is where? Where is a place? True. What is a place? A location. So we're not going to deal with that today. So let's deal with what and where is hell. Matter of fact, I just thought of a scripture. Let's go to Genesis real fast. Genesis chapter 3. And
Back to the beginning.
I know I don't have it on there, but Genesis chapter 3. And we're going to read verse... Genesis chapter 3, brother, and pick it up at 17 and get straight into it.
And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife.
Okay, so we're at the point where Adam had sinned, and God is issuing out punishments, right? Go ahead, read.
And hast eaten of the tree, of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake.
Go ahead.
In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life.
Keep reading.
Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field.
Well, why are you reading this, Brother Stan? What this got to do with where hell is? What do you mean? Keep reading.
In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return into the ground.
Where you returning?
To the ground.
Who said that? God said until you return into the ground. We got to go back to the beginning and figure out what's going on. So he said until you return into the ground. Why? What else he say, brother?
For out of it was thou taken.
Because when you go back to Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7, God created man from the dust of the ground, breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. God didn't breathe a spirit inside of you, a ghost or anything. No, he breathed his breath of life inside of you. You became a living soul. You are the soul. Read.
For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return.
So for dust you came, and when you die, you're going back to the dust. But it's also called something else, right? Now let's go to Psalms chapter 18, brother. We just going to keep this plain and simple.
That's it.
We ain't got to make it hard.
Nope.
Right? So Psalm chapter 18, brother. We're going to deal with what and where is hell. Psalms chapter 18, and give me verse 4. When you get it, go ahead and read it.
The sorrows of death compass me.
Now the sorrows of death compass me. This is Jesus speaking through the mouth of David. This is not David. This is David, but the Lord is speaking through the mouth of David. How do we know this? Because we're going to read some book. Read.
And the floods of ungodly men made me afraid.
So pay attention to verse 4. It said the sorrows of death. Obviously, he's worried about death right here. What else is he worried about? Verse 5.
The sorrows of hell compass
and the sorrows of hell, right? Read.
Compass me about. The snares of death prevented
So
me.
notice he said, verse 4, the sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. See, because this is referencing death and the grave. Jesus is worried about death and the grave. We're going to read that. You understand? So verse 5, the sorrows of hell compassed me about. Then notice it says, the snares of death prevented me. Because at that time, the apostles believed he was going to fulfill everything. No, he had to die. That's what it says in the book. That's what we're reading right here, right? So let's go to chapter 16, brother. Psalms chapter 16. So we talking, what's the title of this again? What and where is hell? You reading about dirt. You reading about you came from dirt. God said you're going back to dirt. 'Cause that's what you do. You going back to dirt. You know, these movies sit there and show you bones from thousands of years ago, not turn it back to dust. Now you turn back to dust according to the book. So now give me chapter 16 and verse 8, brother. Read it.
I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand.
Because he's at my right hand. Again, this is Jesus. Read.
I shall not be moved.
He shall not be moved. What else?
Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoices.
Why is it rejoicing, brother?
My flesh also shall rest in hope.
Notice what he's talking about. He said, my flesh shall rest in hope. My flesh. Where's this flesh resting at? Read.
For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell.
So notice, he's talking about his soul, you know, because we are the soul. See, even soul has different type of meanings too. What you talking about? Because you have a fleshly soul and you have a spiritual soul. Right now, everybody in here got fleshly souls. Plain and simple as that. Well, we're going to let Jesus tell us that later, right? So read verse 10 again.
For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell.
You will not leave my soul in hell. Well, what is he talking about right here? Because he just told us, my flesh also shall rest in hope. For if thou shalt not leave my soul in hell, what else?
Neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption.
Who's that Holy One?
Jesus.
That's Jesus. How do we know that, though?
The book.
That's what the book says. I don't know whose phone that is. All right, so anyway, it says, verse 10, for thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer the Holy One to see corruption. See, because when you go to hell, wait a minute, what hell are we talking about? We're talking about the grave. See, I'm getting ahead of myself, but we're going to read the scripture. You corrupt, you corrode. See, Jesus was in the grave for what? 3 days and 3 nights. If you read about Lazarus, he was dead for about 4 days or so, right?
Yeah.
And then he went to go raise him, and his sister or somebody said, "Oh, he stinketh, Lord.
Yeah.
He's corrupt. He's corrupt already." But Jesus beat that. Give me verse 11. How we know? Read.
Thou wilt show me the path of life.
Thou will show me the path of life. That's why he said, my flesh rest in hope. You're not going to leave my soul in hell. Verse 11, thou wilt shew me the path of life. What else?
In thy presence is fullness of joy.
Uh-huh.
At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore.
At thy right hand. See, Jesus was in there for 3 days and 3 nights. Let's go read some more. Let's go to Acts chapter 2, brother. Acts chapter 2. What happened to my timer? Oh, anyway. Acts chapter 2, man. We got them in the back. And give me verse 22. Read it.
2 and 22.
Yes, sir.
Ye men of Israel, hear these words.
Hear these words. What?
Jesus of Nazareth,
Uh-huh.
a man approved of God among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which God did by him in the midst of you.
Go ahead.
As ye yourselves also know. Him, being delivered by the determinate counsel and foreknowledge of God.
See, whatever happened to the Lord, it was already known. God already knew this. This ain't nothing new to the Lord. Read.
Ye have taken, and by wicked hands have crucified and slain,
Keep reading.
whom God hath raised up, having loosed the pains of death,
Yes.
because it was not possible that he should be holden of it. For David speaketh concerning him.
Didn't we just read that?
Yeah.
David wrote them Psalms, and we just read that, right? What did he read speaking of him?
I foresaw the Lord always before my face.
Uh-huh.
For he is on my right hand,
Go ahead.
that I should not be moved. Therefore did my heart rejoice, and my tongue was glad. Moreover also my flesh shall rest in hope.
We just read that. See, this is how we know it's Jesus, because he's talking about Jesus right here. Right? Read.
Because thou wilt not leave my soul in hell.
Thou will not leave my soul in hell. Not going to leave my soul in hell. Right? Read.
Neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption.
We just read that. Told you, see, that this entire book goes together. Both Old and New Testament.
Yes, sir.
You know, don't fool and deceive yourself that you only need one side of the book. That's crazy. Read, brother, where you at?
28.
Go ahead, sir.
Thou hast made known to me the ways of life.
Thou hast made known to me the ways of life. What else?
Thou shalt make me full of joy in thy countenance. Men and brethren,
Go ahead.
let me freely speak unto you of the patriarch David.
Who? A patriarch David. Because why is he saying this? Because he wants you to understand David was not talking about himself. He ain't talking about himself. But who was he talking about then? We
Jesus.
should know by now, but keep reading.
That he is both dead and buried.
He is both dead and buried. His sepulcher is here with us today. He's dust somewhere. I don't know where he at, but he's dust. Right? Read.
And his sepulcher is with us unto this day.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, being a prophet, and knowing that God had sworn with an oath to him,
What'd he do?
that of the fruit of his loins, according to the flesh,
What?
he would raise up Christ to sit on his throne.
That's what he was prophesying, right? Read, brother.
He, seeing this before, spake of the resurrection
What was
of
he
Christ.
speaking of?
The resurrection of Christ.
Okay, so now the question is, where did Jesus raise up from? Right? Read.
That his soul was not left in hell.
His soul was not left in hell, obviously, because we just read he was raised.
Yeah.
We need to find out what this hell is. He was raised from hell.
Yeah.
Most people think Jesus went to hell in flaming fire.
I don't know where they
See,
got
that's
that
because they
from.
don't have no understanding. You understand? Read that verse again, brother. What verse is that?
31.
Yes, sir.
He, seeing this before, spake of the resurrection of Christ.
Uh-huh.
That his soul was not left in hell,
Uh-huh.
neither his flesh did see corruption.
Keep reading.
This Jesus hath God raised up,
Uh-huh.
whereof we all are witnesses.
So we understand that this Jesus of Nazareth, God have raised up out of hell. Well, we need to figure out what this hell is. What is this hell?
What is it?
All right, well, let's go read it,
get
man.
it.
Let's go to Psalms 30, brother.
Okay.
Psalms 30. What is this hell? Let's read it. Let the book tell us. You should not leave my soul in hell that is see corruption. He said, my flesh rests in hope. So now let's go to Psalm 30, brother. And we're going to pick it up. Give me verse 1. Start it.
I will extol thee, O Lord.
Go ahead.
For thou hast lifted me up, and hast made not my foes to rejoice over me.
Go ahead, brother.
O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me.
And what happened?
O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul
Thou
from the
hast
grave.
oh, brother, you read too
Sorry.
fast. He said, oh, Lord, thou hast brought up my soul. We still talk about his soul, his body. We still talking about him. Where did he bring it up from? Because the last time he told us he was going to raise it from hell. Right? So what is it? Where is it? Where is it? Read it.
From the grave.
From the grave. That's hell. Is that not a place?
Indeed.
Or am I tripping?
That's a place.
Hell is a place. We read the beginning because God said from dust you came, to dust you're going to return. Also known as the grave, also known as hell. It's that simple. It is not hard. Read it again, verse 3, brother, read it.
O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive.
Thou hast kept me alive. That's why he said, I rest in hope. My flesh rests in hope. He's alive. He's living. This is why we keeping the commandments and obeying the Lord and coming under the blood of Christ. Because we want this. I don't know what they want. I want that. I know you want it. Oh Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Brothers and sisters, the grave is also known as hell. We just read it. We just read it, right? So that's one place, right? Let's go deal with the other one, because it's a place too.
You want to finish it? You got it.
Oh, did you finish it? No, finish it, brother.
Thou hast kept me alive,
Thou hast kept me alive, and what else?
that I should not go down to the
That
pit.
he shall not go down to the pit. See, he's letting you know there's another type of death there.
Ooh.
Oh, what? Uh-oh.
Hey,
Oh, man. Let's go read about that.
let's get it.
'Cause that's also known as hell, and it's a place too. Let's go to Luke 12.
Okay.
Let's go read this real fast, brother. For some reason, I get up here, time be flying.
That's it.
That's the right time, brother, you put up here? Okay. Luke chapter 12, brother. Luke chapter 12, and give me verse 4. Luke 12 and verse 4, brother.
And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body.
Oh, look what Jesus is saying. Jesus is telling, he said, look, I'm telling you, don't be afraid of them that kill the body. What else is he saying, brother?
And after that, have no more that they can do.
You know why? Because, look, a man could run up on you and kill you. And where do you go after they kill you?
Great.
Look, to hell, to the
Hell.
grave, right?
Yep,
Yeah, that's
yep.
where you go, to the dirt, if you don't understand. To the dirt, that's where you go. So why is he telling us this, brother? Read it.
But I will forewarn you
See,
whom ye
Jesus
shall
said,
fear.
I'm going to warn you. If you don't understand what that word warn means, Google it. Read.
Whom ye shall fear.
Okay, so this is who you need to fear. This is who you need to fear. What?
Fear him,
Fear him.
which after he hath killed, hath power to cast into hell.
Oh, wait a minute. Jesus talking about this person have power to cast into hell. This is who you need to fear, right? What else did he say?
Yea, I say unto you, fear him.
I say unto you, fear. Let's go get a better understanding of that. Go to Matthew chapter 10 real fast. We're going to read one verse. We're going to read one verse. Because it says the same thing, but a little bit different.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying, brother? Give me Matthew 10 and 28, brother. When you get it, read it.
And fear not them which kill the body,
See, fear not these people that killed the body. What else?
but are not able to kill the soul.
They ain't able to kill the soul, right? Read. What else is he saying?
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body
Wait a
in
minute.
hell.
He said this one is able to destroy both body and soul in hell. What does he mean by that? This one is able to destroy the physical body and your spiritual body. He said cast it into hell. Read it again.
And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
See, because a man don't have power to throw you into the hell fire, lake of fire. They don't have that type of power. Read.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul.
You need to fear God. He destroyed both. Read.
both soul and body
Both soul and body. Go
In
to Daniel
hell.
and what?
in hell.
Oh, he called it hell? Mm-hmm. That's what it said?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Let's go to Daniel 12, brother. Let's go to Daniel 12. Look like we got to pick it up. Daniel 12 and give me verse 1, brother.
And at that time shall Michael stand up,
Uh-huh.
the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
Go ahead, brother.
And there shall be a time of trouble,
Uh-huh.
such as never was since there
So
was
why
a
are we
nation.
reading this? Because this is the time of tribulation. That's what this is. And we just read something that the Lord said, fear him that killed both body and soul. So let's go back that up. What is he talking about then? We ain't crazy because we reading book. Read.
Such as never was since there was a nation,
Uh-huh.
even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered.
Go ahead.
Every one that shall be found written in the book.
And this is around the great tribulation, verse 2.
And many of them that slept in the dust
Many
of the
of
earth,
them that what?
slept in the dust of the
Wait,
earth.
hold on, brother. Like God said back in Genesis 3, from dust you are till dust you shall return. People that sleeping in the dust, they dead. They just asleep. We don't have power to wake them up.
No, we don't.
Somebody do, though. Right? So read that again, brother.
And many of them that slept in the dust of the earth shall awake,
They shall awake. Go ahead.
some to everlasting life,
They wake it. Some people is waking up to everlasting life. And what about the other people? Read it.
and some to
Don't read it
shame,
because that's what the book said. Read it, brother.
and some to shame, and
And
everlasting contempt.
Some to shame and everlasting contempt. If you don't know what that is, we gonna read it to you because it's really clear. So let's go to John chapter 5. Let's see what he talked about. Let's go to John chapter 5. So we understand that, you know, the first death is you're going to the dirt. You're going to the grave. That's what it is. You're going to hell. That's hell too. The grave. That's the first death. But there's also a second death the Lord talks about. That's also known as hell too. And it's also a place. We're going to read that. So now, give me John chapter 5, brother, and pick it up at verse 28. Read it.
Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming,
Notice what Jesus said. Don't marvel at this because the time or the hour is coming. What?
In the which all that are in the grave shall
All
hear
the
his
which that
voice.
are in the grave. All that which are all in the grave. What you think we was reading in Daniel 12? Everybody that was asleep,
True.
right? So he said, all that are in the graves shall what?
Hear his voice.
And what else?
And shall come forth.
To where? Keep
They
reading.
that have done good
They that have good, where they going, brother?
unto the resurrection of life.
Oh, unto the resurrection of life. What else?
And they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation.
To the resurrection of damnation. See, that resurrection of damnation is the second death. Also known as hell, but it's really called the lake of fire. But Jesus just called it hell too, so it is what it is. What are we going to do with that?
Wrong with it.
Give me Revelation 20, brother. Revelation 20, man. Look at this time, man.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I guess. Revelation 20, and pick it up at 5, brother, when you get it. Go ahead.
But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years
So
were
we
finished.
still talking about dead people. Dead people are in the graves. We just read they're going to come out them graves, right? So let's keep reading about these dead people. Read.
This is the first resurrection.
This is the first resurrection, right? See, these people was raised out of the graves. And then it's some that was alive called as well. 1 Thessalonians, I think, chapter 4, you can read that, around 13 to 16. Go ahead, brother, read.
Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection.
Yes, sir.
On such, the second death hath no power.
The second death have no power. What verse you at, brother?
6.
Go ahead.
But they shall be priests of God and of Christ,
And where they going to be at?
and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
They going to reign with him 1,000 years. Where, in heaven?
Right here on the earth.
Oh, on earth.
Yeah.
So we about to find out where this other second death is, right? Skip over to 11, brother, read.
And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it,
Go ahead.
from whose face the earth and
So
the
here it
heaven,
is. This is judgment right here. This is judgment. This is after the 1,000 years. Read.
of whose face the earth and the heaven fled away.
Yes, sir.
And there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great.
Hey, wait. I saw what?
The dead,
I saw the dead. Where's dead people located at?
the ground,
In the
or hell.
My brother knows. The ground, the dirt, hell, the grave. That's where dead people found that. But some people don't make it to the grave. We're going to find that out. Keep reading.
Small and great, stand before God.
Go ahead.
And the books were opened,
Uh-huh.
and another book was opened,
Which is
which
what?
is the book of life.
Keep reading, brother.
And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books.
Go ahead.
According to their works.
According to their emotions,
According to their works.
according to their works. Regardless of what anybody tell you, the Lord is coming back to judge everybody according to their works. It takes more than just calling on the name of the Lord. Read.
And the sea gave up the dead. which
Notice
were
what he
in it.
said, and the sea gave up the dead. Yeah, you got people that was tossed over in the sea, eaten up by sharks and other animals, right? God's going to bring them back. What else?
And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them.
Look, death and hell in the same scripture at the same time. Notice he said, in death and hell, what did it do?
Gave up the dead which were in them.
Delivered up the, yeah, go ahead.
And they were judged every man according to their works.
Verse 14.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of
What
fire.
you mean death and hell was cast into the lake of fire? What you talking about? Death and hell. See, like we said earlier, not everybody make it to the grave. You could read about Jezebel. She got ate by the dogs.
Yeah.
Only thing was left like her face and hands or something. You know, some people been cremated or blown to smithereens. Whatever it is, death and hell, God going to bring you back, right? Read that again.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. And this is the second death.
And this is the second death. Go ahead.
And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Read verse 10.
And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet
Wait a minute. It sounds like somebody beat Satan to the lake of fire.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it says, right? Well, why are we reading all this? Because we're about to read where this is located. It's that simple. Keep reading.
And shall be tormented day and night forever and ever.
All right, go back to chapter 19, brother.
Okay.
And give me verse 19.
And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse.
This is crazy. This is people going to try to fight God. I don't want to be with them people.
No, sir.
No. Keep reading. Go ahead. Verse 20.
And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him.
So we know this is the beast at the end, like an emperor type dude, a military type guy, and then you have a false prophet. It's the Pope, not this Pope. It's whoever's sitting in the seat at that time. I don't know. I just know that's the position. Right? Read.
With which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image.
So what happened to them, brother?
These both were cast alive into a lake of fire and burning with brimstone.
So soon as the Lord came out, they was cast alive into the lake of fire, which burneth with brimstone. So soon as they got their chains instantly in the twinkle of an eye, like the book says. He ain't playing. He made sure they got that immortal body to fill them flames for the rest of eternity. So let's find out where they at, brother. Go to Isaiah. Isaiah 66. Isaiah 66. I'm going to have to cut some of this. Isaiah 66. And give me verse 15 real fast.
15?
Yep. And we're going to just skip.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire,
I'm rereading this to let you know what time is this happening. Go ahead.
and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury,
Go ahead.
and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Give me verse 22.
For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith the Lord.
Go ahead.
So shall your seed and your name remain.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass
What's going to come to pass? What these people going to do when he's here? Read.
that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another,
What they going to do?
shall all flesh come to worship before me.
So where you think you're going to worship Jesus when he here? Where?
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. That's where you going. Read.
Saith the Lord.
Save the Lord. What else?
And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me.
Sound like the men he cast into the lake of fire in Revelation. It sound like that's in Jerusalem right there. You're going to be able to look at these people. The lake of fire or hell is in the kingdom.
To remind.
Remember, he said in Matthew chapter 5, those that teach least of the commandments is going to be least in the kingdom. Paraphrasing, but it's there. Go ahead, read. Finish it, brother.
For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched.
That's good. Go to Isaiah 31 real fast. Isaiah 31. We're going to wrap it up right here. Just in case you don't understand what that is, let's go read this again. Isaiah 31. And give me verse 9. Isaiah 31. Nope, verse 7. Pick it up 7. Go ahead, brother.
For in that day every man shall cast away his idols of silver and his idols of gold,
Oh, so it still sound like this is the time of the Lord, right? Read.
which your own hands have made unto you for a sin.
Go ahead.
Then shall the Assyrian fall with the sword, not of a mighty man, and the sword, not of a mean man, shall devour him.
Go ahead.
But he shall flee from the sword,
Go ahead.
and his young men shall be discomfited.
And what else?
And he shall pass over to his stronghold for fear, and his princes shall be afraid of the ensign.
And what else?
Saith the Lord,
And what happened?
whose fire is in Zion,
Whose fire is where?
in Zion,
And what else?
and his furnace in Jerusalem.
Did we not just read that? Oh,
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. So he says right here, and he shall pass over, verse 9, to his stronghold for fear, and his princes shall be afraid of the ensign, saith the Lord, whose fire is in Zion and his furnace in Jerusalem. Sound like a place to meet, doesn't it? The lake of fire, man, I'm telling you, it's here on earth. It's here on earth. So understand, again, the title was What and Where is Hell? So we're dealing with the grave and we're dealing with the lake of fire because these are two locations. You can find these. We just read them. You understand? The grave, the first death is the dirt, hell, and the second death, the lake of fire, hell. You know, but it's called the lake of fire, but Jesus referred to it as hell as well. So, I mean, I don't know what we're going to do with that. Thank you for your time.
Peace.